All right, Dusty. So,
what's up, everybody? So we had the CTS-V that you saw previously on the channel, where we did a cam and an upper.
Yep. He had some issues.
Yeah, it came back. It was throwing like a bank 2 lean code. Stabilitrack would come on, the lights. Service power steering. There was a lot of issues, and we we said we'll replace the O2 sensor on the passenger side just to make sure it's not. And we think that did correct the bank 2 lean issue, but it still had hesitation off a dead stop. If you went like 20-30%, it would hesitate, like a lean hesitation. Just never had any of the problems when it was here. He got it home, it starts giving problems. So, things happen, man. And we said, bring it back in. So, multifaceted problem here. We put it back on the dyno and it made significantly less horsepower. And each consecutive pull, it lost a little more. We're like, what is going on? We got to figure this out. So we went through all the data. Chris logs everything all the time. We kind of started looking at things, and we noticed that there were no lights for this, but the voltage was low at
Super
idle.
low, about 11.7.
11.7, 11.8. It would come up a little bit on the throttle, but we're like, man, obviously you got to have voltage, but it's not, the alternator's not doing something just right. And so we didn't know, we didn't scope it, but you could probably see there was probably noisy voltage when it was making voltage. So we think that's what was kind of screwing with the Stabilitrack, with the EBCM, the brake computer, just things you can't see, right?
Yeah.
So we did an alternator. Voltage immediately went back to 14.5, 14.6, 15 sometimes.
Corrected all the drivability issues.
Yep, no more hesitation, no more Stabilitrack lights.
Everything was great.
Everything was great. So we put it back on the dyno.
Still
down. Well, we talked to our buddy Charles Barber.
V8 Muscle, good dude.
He's a good guy, man. He's like, I know what it is. We're like, well, tell us. And he said, it's the ABS. It's putting the rear brakes on the dyno.
And I'm like, we turned traction control off.
Right.
Traction control, and we tune a lot of Vs, and they never really do this.
Right. How many we've done?
Yeah, we've done
dozens,
about 6. Yeah.
Right.
I think we did about 12 in the last 6 months.
Right.
So yeah, a lot.
So never had a problem. So he says, well, we pulled the ABS fuse, it fixed it. So we pulled the ABS fuse.
It fixed it.
It fixed it.
Yeah.
It picked up 100 horsepower. Like, it was down 100. We're like, something's hurt.
Yeah.
So
we were thinking worst case scenario.
Right. So what we figured out was, and this might be, everybody might know this but us. I don't know. We've never had this issue.
I didn't know it.
But you push and hold to turn Stabilitrack off. If you have to do that before the rear wheels start rolling, what we found.
We did it in gear and it worked.
It worked.
In neutral or park it worked, but after the tires are rolling
Once
and
you
turn
start
it off,
rolling and then you push and turn it off, it says off, down 100.
Yeah.
So before you start moving on the dyno, make sure Stabilitrack's off, you don't have to pull the fuse.
Yeah, this is literally back to backs with no changes except for us pulling the fuse. Down 130. There was no way that I thought this was correct.
No way.
Until we felt the heat off the back brakes.
Yeah, the rear brakes, you could smell them, like you knew.
It was bad.
The car hasn't been driven in a couple of hours and the brakes were super hot. So
yeah, but anyways, I know this is like a super quick, spur of the moment type video, but this is the kind of thing that it got us by surprise. And this is the first
troubleshoot because there's a couple things happening.
Yeah, this is the first CTS-V that we've had to do that with to make it right.
But Charles had one too at the racetrack, picked up 30 miles an hour.
Which I understand now because if you're down 100 plus horsepower, you're going to pick up that kind of amount of hour. But anyways.
And the graph looks way better too.
Yeah, and the graph looks better. So if you guys have any issues with CTS-Vs not performing on the dyno, even with traction control off, pull the ABS fuse. Probably would even try it at the track. So again, until next time, thanks.
Thanks.